What's going on, you Islanders? I know you're still looking at the game and now. We have a packed show for you today talking about Donkey Kong getting rave reviews. A lot of sites have it getting a perfect 10 out of 10. We also talk about if Xbox were to make a monumental comeback in the console market, what does that look like? How will they do it? What do you think about developers who had one successful game and switch instead of making a sequel to make another successful game? Also, the raw Ally Xbox price potentially leaks, and that it's a high price point. So we'll talk about that, and we also have our new segment, Ask ChatGPT, along with the last duel at the end. We'll see you all, you Islanders, on this episode of the game. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another game episode of the Gaming Hour. We're recording this on Sunday, July 20th, 2025, 10 a.m. I wanted to say welcome back, Johnny. How you doing, man?
Yeah, doing all right. Thank you. Thank you.
BJ, what's going on, brother?
What's up? What's good?
Not much. Got to watch a couple fights last night, so that was pretty enjoyable. Had the friends or people I call family around, so we got a nice little show for you guys today. I promise next week, I believe, we will have almost a full cast. As long as these two can make it, but I got confirmations from the other people that that they're ready to return. So, and then the week after that, we will be taking a week off. BJ will be out of town. I'll be out of town. Caroline will be out of town. D'Lo will be at work, I think. So unless y'all, Johnny's gonna be out of town. Yeah. So my plan for next week, just so people know, is that we're gonna try to record 2 episodes in the same day, maybe 2 shorter episodes, so then we don't have to take a lapse. So just so everyone knows out there. But I want to get to it today. Just asking these guys how they've been. BJ, how you been, man? Playing anything new this past week?
Nothing new this past week. I'm mostly just laying low because 2 weeks from now I'll be getting ready to go on my way to Gen Con. So I'm just laying low until then, keeping some money to the side and staying out the way.
Okay. Okay. Johnny, you just were saying you were getting off a league match.
So. Yep, I was just playing a couple games of league. Yeah, with my job transition, I feel like it's hard to find time, I guess, right now to sit down and play a game for too long. So I'll squeeze in a game of league or two every once in a while, whenever I can.
Okay. And I have not been playing anything new either, or really, I mean, I've been playing, but I haven't been playing anything new. Just sticking with a little bit of a Clear Obscure and a little bit of Pal World since we had the Pal server, and then I've actually found my love for Last of Us again. Like I told you guys, I was losing that, so I played a lot of that this early this morning. I probably played 2 hours already, and then a little bit last night as well after the fights were over. So. Yeah, let's dive right into it. First topic I want to get into is DK Bonanza. We talked a little bit about it a couple weeks ago. They had the direct. This was a few weeks ago now, but it's been getting grave, like excellent reviews. 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 97s, things like that. I just wanted to get you guys' kind of thoughts on the. We kind of talked about it a little bit ago, but what do you think that says about this game? Getting a 10 out of 10, because usually DK, I believe BJ always says that DK is kind of thrown to the side, not really their big person, or they don't use him that much. But now he's getting a 10 out of 10. So how does this game look? How do you guys feel about this game, BJ?
I have this game, so
okay.
And I've been playing it since release, and it is pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's very different. Dang near like. Everything in the world is like destructible, and you can punch dang near all the way to the bottom, and through every single thing you can see there, pretty much you could just destroy it to the ground. Which leads to some sessions where you're just sitting there like you can sit there for hours just breaking rocks and shit. Like it is actually pretty funny. But outside of that, I feel like there's a lot to do. They have like little challenge rooms and stuff you can go through, different puzzles. I find it to be really fun. I hear a lot of people are like saying that you can actually get through the game pretty quickly. I think I've heard some people say they beat the game in like 6 to 8 hours.
Oh,
which if you're like just running straight to the story every single time, you probably could do that. But if you were like one of those people that are like a completionist, or you like to like the whole collectathon thing, and you like to collect all the items and stuff, you've probably got a good, I don't know, probably 50, 60 hours of gameplay between each level. I don't know how many stages there are yet, but I know there's a lot. There's plenty of different types of bananas everywhere. It definitely gives me like the Mario Odyssey type of feel. I think it's a good game. Like now, is it a 10? Again, I feel like people should know how I feel about that, but I don't really know if it's a 10. But is it like maybe like I'd give it like maybe an 8. It's a
Okay,
very
okay.
solid game. It's a very solid game. And again, if you like to kind of run around and do your own thing, then that's pretty much kind of what it's geared toward.
Is there anything you dislike? I mean, obviously, we gushing and talk about what we like. Anything you don't like?
Um, I will say, and I mean, I didn't expect difficulty from this game, but it does feel like really, really easy. Like there are enemies in combat, but a lot of times you don't really have to like even think about it. Like I don't know what this is. This is kind of I have not seen whatever this is yet. Uh, but this looks interesting. Um, but I do feel like the game is super easy right now, which again I didn't expect difficulty from it, but it's like there's enemies, but it's almost like I don't even understand the point of them being there because they're like one punch and they're out.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. How about the what is it that I heard people talking about? Like he can like transform or something like that. Have you got into any of that?
yeah. Now I did get the first transformation so far, and it's also cool. I mean, the one that I got right now just makes you a little bit stronger, pretty much. Like you could punch through because like every material has like a hardness. I guess you could say like a hardness rating to it that
Mm-hmm.
don't.
No, just messing with stuff, man.
But yeah. So like every material has like a hardness rating to it. So where like dirt is like super soft, but then you
Okay.
have like different metals and stuff that are harder and it takes more punches to punch through. And then there's some that you can't punch through it unless you like transformed. So
Yeah.
so far that's the only one I got. I know there's more of them, but I'm on like the third stage, I believe, and I kind of
Okay.
just got into the third stage. So I still got some some exploring and stuff to do.
Okay, okay. And I listen to the community, man, and I listen to y'all. That's one of Delo's requests. He feels like we should go more single shots. I don't
You
know
think
if
so?
I told him I don't know how I feel about the single shots, but that was his request. He said he felt like when someone's talking, we should focus more on that. I like the whole group thing,
I don't know.
but
I kind of like seeing, you can see everybody's kind of like
that's
reactions to what you're saying and
you
everything.
know. But
I mean, either
I
way,
try to listen.
you
I
can
try
have
to
some
listen.
solo shots if you want. I ain't mad at it.
Um, Johnny, how you feel about what BJ said and how the game looks?
Yeah, so it's I still don't have Switch 2. Still on the fence of whether I'm going to get it or not. So I don't have the game, but it looks fun. But I don't think it's for me. I feel like a for a single player games, I feel like I've been conditioned to need more direct progression, if that makes sense. Like maybe I'm realizing this now. I don't know if I have fun actually playing games anymore. I think I have fun getting like rewarded from progressing through a game, if that
Okay.
makes sense. So it's like while it looks like a whole bunch of fun to play, I probably won't play it for the same reasons that I didn't play Mario Odyssey. It's like you run through the level, you get the stuff. Like it's fun. It's probably very fun for most people to do that. But I don't know. I think I'm broken for video games anymore.
He's broken.
I think it's more about the progress than about the actual enjoyment of the experience.
Okay.
For me in single player games, at least. Um,
Did you pick? Can you pick a point like when that start? Like, did that just happen out of nowhere a long time ago? Like,
I think it started when I first started playing Morrowind and Knights of the Old Republic 2 and these RPGs where like you play, you engage in a story and you progress, and like the feeling of getting more powerful in a game is really attractive to me. And I know in this game you get like these transformations and that sort of thing. But I don't know. There's something about like playing a character who like develops over the course of a story, and their power gets stronger as they go, and that sort of thing. And that doesn't really seem like what this is. I understand there's a story that happens in the game, but it's not like I don't think
mean,
that's the central feature.
throw it in there. And I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there is like a skill tree now too, which I forgot to mention. Like,
Okay.
which is kind of separates from Mario in a way because like with Mario, you're grabbing the stars, you don't really get nothing for it. Like Donkey
Sure.
Kong, every like I think it's like 5 bananas or whatever that you find, you get like a skill point, and there's like
Yeah.
skill trees and stuff. So there is
Actually, I
some
think I
progression.
remember seeing that. Yeah, you're
Yeah, there
totally right. I guess I'm full of shit. I'm full of shit. This
I don't know
game.
why.
Yeah. Well,
I think I
no,
should have
no,
mentioned that when I kind of went on, seeing as I'm the one that played it. So
with that,
yeah,
it does look. I did see that now that you mention it, and it's yeah, that makes it immediately more interesting. Actually, still, I don't know if I'll get it,
it
especially
doesn't look
because I
like there's
really want
much
to.
there, but it
Yeah,
is there though.
yeah, I am glad to see it. It does immediately make the game more interesting.
And how you guys feel? I mean, it's a little side note, but how do you? I find myself not generally liking them for whatever reason. I don't play too many single player games, anyways. But how do you guys feel about like skill trees? Is that something you guys like in the games?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Especially
Okay.
like I said, this game is not super detailed in it. Like there are upgrades, but it's not like you can make like a whole build like how in other games you got multiple trees. You could make your build to how you want to make it, and you have multiple different options
Hmm.
for builds. This is kind of like yeah, you just got slight upgrade. You can make your punch power stronger, or you could make your like little transformations last longer, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
I think the more customization options that players are allowed, probably the better. There might be some limit where it's like okay, too much, but I think the more you can, especially if skill trees are if they make a big difference, like based on what you're doing. I guess I'm thinking of games like Borderlands where you could really like there was a lot of opportunity to make combinations of skills and stuff like that that would really change how you played the game. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
I guess I find sometimes those that maybe that's my issue with single player games. For one, I like the competition, but for two, when I look at the skill trees, for example, Black Myth Wukong, that skill tree was overwhelming for me.
Mm,
But then the if you consider it a skill tree on Clair Obscure, that was not overwhelming for me.
sure.
That was just
Hmm.
kind of simple, you
Hmm.
know. And a lot of the single player games as well, you look on your map. We've talked about this, so you got this dot and this dot and this dot, and I'm like, man, I don't really want. I kind of just want to focus on the story and get this over with. That's what I want to do. But you got all these side quests, and that's good for people who want to spend 1,000 hours, 100 hours in something. But for me, I kind of just want to get through the main story. And if I want to go back and do some stuff, I will. But so maybe that's my thing because I don't know if I really consider Clair Obscure like a traditional skill tree. Because I look at other games and I see like the skill tree and it's branching out here and it's branch. I mean, Clair Obscure is a little bit like that, but I don't know I find it a little less underwhelming. So I mean,
Hmm.
less overwhelming. It's not. It doesn't make me like nervous or anything. So um, as far as the DK, like I said, I probably won't play it, but it does. It looks like a cool, fun game. Right away, what BJ says something that's not difficult generally throws me off. So, do they have difficulty levels, or is it just
not
one?
that I've seen. I mean, I haven't.
Okay.
I also haven't looked in the settings, but I doubt it. Like again, I didn't go into and expecting it a
Yeah.
difficult game. It's a Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a lot of us older people play it off the fact that we've been dealing with Nintendo our whole life. But
Yeah.
it's you could tell even in the story, it's geared more toward like kids.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not surprised to hear that it's shorter too, because it was priced cheaper than the other
Mm-hmm.
Switch 2 releases. I was expecting it to be kind of a shorter game, just because of the
So
price difference.
I would say like this is the type of game where I would only recommend like as an adult. Like for a kid, sure, I'm sure they'd love it. But as an adult, I would only recommend you play this game if you're that type of person that likes to go around like looking for and doing everything. Because that's kind of what it's like made for you to do to really get the full value out of it. Because like I said, you could run through the story, and I wouldn't be surprised if it only took 6 to 8 hours. You could probably beat the story in one sitting if that's all you did. But it's like
Okay.
definitely designed for you to get in the world, run around, destroy a bunch of stuff, do a bunch of platforming, solve puzzles. If you're into all that, then that's where you will find the most value in the game. I would say.
Okay. So, kind of segue in or branching off into another topic, but it goes along with DK. We talked a little bit before the show. So the creators, the makers, the developers, whatever word you want to use, are the same who did the Mario Odyssey. They're the same. Mario, yeah, it's Mario Odyssey. So I wanted to know how you guys feel about someone who has very successful. That's some of people's favorite game, Super Mario Odyssey, or best Mario game ever. A lot of people say. So they could have been making Odyssey 2, but they chose to branch off and go with DK. Some people were disappointed about that, but a lot of people are now liking DK. How do you feel about a game development company who has a successful game in place and can make a part two, a sequel, and they choose to branch off and make something else? And they did good, but just your general thoughts on how that goes, Johnny.
Yeah, I think it's honestly, if a company has proven themselves with making a good game, they can probably make another good game, whether it's the next in line in a sequel or if they branch out to do something else. I think so. Again, remembering that I'm probably not going to play this game either, but knowing that I didn't play much of Mario Odyssey myself, I'm more interested to play a completely different game than I would be to play a sequel, just because I wasn't super into the first game. But I know that there probably were a lot of people hoping for a sequel for Mario Odyssey, and who knows, there may still be one coming. I don't know what the future of Mario looks like, but yeah, I think generally I will applaud something new over a sequel, especially these days since we're seeing sequels and things that nobody asked for. I'm always behind new
What would you
IPs.
a curveball for you? So they decide they're gonna skip Clear Obscure 2 to make something else. How would you feel about that?
I hope they never ever make a Clear Obscure 2.
Obscure 2?
Yep,
Okay.
I hope they never make Clear Obscure 2. The well, no, yes, they did sort of, if I remember correctly, they did sort of lay the work for
Oh yeah.
a sequel out there. Yeah,
Expedition 32.
yeah, yeah.
A lot of unanswered questions about certain things
I'm
that was
perfectly
going on
happy with.
in the
Yeah,
real
I'm
world aspect, not like in
right,
the. I
right.
don't know if I should spoil. I mean, it's been on long enough now, but and we all beat it, so I just will. Hey, it's
Yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah,
Just
I think it's.
skip ahead if you don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
I think it's perfect as it is. I think Clear Obscure is perfect. If they never release a second one, fine by me. If they go make another one or a different story and it's just as good, hey man, that'd be wonderful. I think I'd be worried of them tarnishing the legacy of not that they, it'd be a high bar of quality that I would expect if they made a sequel. Lest they break my heart.
BJ.
for me, and maybe this is kind of weird. I think it depends on the game. Like a game like Mario, I think, hey, I mean, the story was there. It ended solidly. There was no like cliffhanger. Like a Mario Odyssey 2 would just be like a whole new adventure type of thing. And I'm just going to use Claire Obscure as an example. But something like that, where it's super narrative heavy and super based in story, and then not to say that really left off on a cliffhanger, but like some games do, like, or maybe I'll say like God of War, where like you finish the game and it's like this super cliffhanger, like those type of games. I feel like it wouldn't hurt to maybe get a sequel faster so we could get, and maybe that's just me being greedy, like, and wanting to get that next part of the story, like instead of having people like waiting forever to see what happens next. Um, so for me, I feel like it depends. Like, if are you a super heavily story based game that you have there, or are you just like whatever, just adventure of the day type of game where okay, you got through it and now the next one is going to be just something completely different. I think you can kind of wait on that type of thing. And I will agree with Johnny in where most of the time I would like something new because we get a lot of like sequels and especially now with like remakes and stuff. So, and and I think people should do that as like, and I mean it's not my job, but as a developer or somebody, I think and I guess it's super risky though too with the way you jobs are never promised, or if you come out with one
Yeah.
game that flopped today and then tomorrow you don't have a job. But I feel like it's good for them to try to hey, go and try something different and try to like expand in your craft. Like I feel like that's what everybody should do with your job is always keep trying different stuff and trying to excel in different areas. So
That's not, yeah, not to say that I would ever say that people shouldn't make sequels. Because I'm thinking now sometimes the sequels or the next entries in series were the best or better versions of a game. I'm thinking now, what if Halo never had a sequel, right? What if?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think there's if the core gameplay model if people want more of the core gameplay model and there's room to improve on it, then I think that justifies a sequel. But I think sequels just for the sake of cashing in on a known franchise is not, as a gamer, as a consumer, it's not in my interest. If there's a demand for more of the same, then a sequel makes sense.
Okay. And I guess I'm sitting here thinking about what you guys saying. I got a ton of questions because one thought is like, are we asking too much? Like, so we get, they have a game comes out and you don't, Claire Obscure is out and everyone's like, this is so good, blah, blah, blah. But don't you want them to finish that? Like, if they have another story to tell, can't they come out with a sequel? I'm thinking in the movie terms now. Harry Potter, Halloween, Michael Myers, like, all right, they got this. And sometimes they go on too long, but sometimes it's like, okay, they're telling a story. You think of a book, they're telling the story. All right, this is Act 2. Now this is Act 3. And then we say we want them to make something new, but then you think of something like Concord. I'm not joking on it today. I'm just saying, like, all right, they switched it up, or Bungie, not even Concord, Marathon. Bungie switched it up. They said we're gonna make this looter shooter, and now everybody hates it. We hate, and then they try something different. We say let's try something different, but now everybody hates it. I think they're in that thing where it's like, all right, we got Claire Obscure, we could try something new, but Johnny said this was the best game ever. He might say this is the worst game ever. Now this sequel, or this new game, or we could just go with Expedition 32, do a sequel, throw it together, and boom, boom, boom. I think sometimes they can be. I ain't defending them obviously, but I'm just trying to think on the other side. Like sometimes they might be like, all right, we could do this, or we could stick with what we know, and then kind of pull that out again. So,
yeah, I think it is. I think for a successful game, a sequel is probably a safe bet, at least to make your money back. I think, for something like Claire Obscure, as long as the sequel is as good or better, as long as it's as good as the first one, man, I would be so thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to imagine because the first one I think was perfect. I think it's actually a perfect game. Except for my one little gripe that I talked about in a previous episode.
Yeah.
But
and then I feel like we get into this thing like, so they do a sequel and then it's like, all right, Claire Obscure Expedition 32, and it's like some people gonna say Johnny gonna love it, I'm gonna love it, BJ gonna love it, and some people say this the same game just with a different number on it, because it's as good as the first one, stories as good, but then people are like, well, they just copy and paste the gameplay, blah, they got to make some updates,
So I think gosh, what's the whole
33?
Yeah, Expedition. Yeah. So I think the gameplay was so good, so fun, but the thing that I really loved about the game, well, I guess I loved it all. What am I talking about? I really liked the story though too. So if it was even just copy paste the same game with more story to tell, I'd probably be interested in that, just because the story was such a important part of the game, and again the exploration of emotion that I can't praise enough. How well they portrayed grief and had a conversation about it in a video game. It's like, I think games typically aren't known as I guess now that there have been a handful of games over the decades where it's like they address serious topics, but I've never seen grief done as well as in Claire Obscure.
BJ, what was that? You never said that spoiler you was talking about. What was that spoiler you was talking about?
Oh, in the kind of based on kind of what Johnny was just saying about there, I feel like there's still, and I didn't like do a lot of the side stuff and do a lot of digging, so maybe there's some lore still in the game that I just kind of missed on. But a lot of stuff that they talked about, like in the real world aspect, like what's going on with this war between the painters and the writers and all of that. Like, like I feel like there's still stuff there that they could get into. And then I never even saw the other ending because I never went back and played it. Like, I did the Verso, I never saw the Mael ending, so I don't even know what even went on with that. So, I mean, you got to go with the Verso ending.
No,
like,
no,
you have
way.
to.
I don't even want him in my party, man. I do not like that dude.
See, it ain't even about that though. It's not even about that. Like, from a story standpoint, like after everything they've been through, you can't like keep that going. Like,
yeah, it's you. So BJ, I think you and I are on the same of the same opinion here. Is that by the end of the game, we agree with Renoir, where our mind take him out of the painting.
This is terrible. Like, we can't keep this going. Like, this has to stop. Like, like we have to move on. Like, this is a terrible way to grieve.
And
and
see,
you're killing
but
yourselves.
my point, my view of looking at the game, maybe we all got different views. All took it like I looked at the game that whole time I was playing it as Mael was the main character, like that. That's how I
Pretty much she
felt. What
was.
she,
Yeah,
that's what. So I'm like, I'm getting this ending. I mean, that's the one I wanted, and obviously you can go back and play it. When I finish it this time, I will. But I was looking like I hadn't like Verso from the jump, kind of because what Johnny said when he took over. I'm like, Gustav's gonna come back. Like he's coming. He's gonna be back. Like let's go. Like okay, and then this fool never shows up again. I'm like, oh my gosh. And, it's like that person who come in and it's like, well, that was the boyfriend, but now that person got the new boyfriend. It's like, man, all right, Verso, put your ass in the back, man. I ain't trying to see you right now. Like he kind
that's
of just
crazy.
took over. So it is what it is. So Johnny, this a good topic that I want to bring up, and it's gonna be for both of you, obviously. But I really wanted to hear your thoughts on it. So the Xbox handheld that they're doing with Asus, the ROG Ally Xbox handheld, they came out with some leaked prices. So we've been talking about the Switch 2 price, and we've been talking about game prices for a while now. So the lower version is going to cost 700, while the upper tier version is going to cost 1050.
What?
700, 10. So remember, this is your Steam Deck ish thing. So it's going to have Steam on there. It's going to have the Xbox, blah, blah. So as a computer or PC gamer, consumer, for a long time, like, how do you feel about those prices? 700 for the lower version and 1050 for the upper.
Yeah, they've priced me out of the market. I'm not. I would never buy that ever. Yeah. As a PC gamer, I would if I had $800 to burn, which I don't. if I had $800 to just throw out somewhere, I would buy a new graphic. I would upgrade my graphics card before getting one of those things. There are as a PC gamer, there are more valuable ways to spend money than on a handheld. But I guess there might be a market for people who have the cash to burn and who want a handheld system really badly. I don't know. I feel like it's important for me to be able to get away from from my games from time to time. I know before I was talking about that's what the appeal of the Switch 2 is and all that stuff. So I don't know. That price seems obnoxious to me. How are they pricing their handhelds more than their consoles?
I mean, in my opinion, I don't know. But in my opinion, I don't know what the reason. But I think people kind of what you said. People, the Switch is the whole thing. I don't play my Switch ever in handheld mode, almost never. But I think a lot of people want to take their PC games on the go. Take your stuff. Their Steam and all that stuff. I think it's just branded as the Xbox, but they have the Steam and stuff on there. So maybe that's why I'm not sure.
Maybe, and yeah, I mean, I guess so. I think oftentimes people who play on PC might be used to spending more on the systems that they're playing on. So, I mean, it's probably the right market to $700. Goodness gracious.
700 and 1050.
I'd have to see the hardware, man, like what's actually in it. But
What,
I mean, that price
it looks like a Switch. It's a Switch.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's stronger than it. I would hope that it's stronger.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Processing power and graphics, whatever kind of graphics card is in it and everything. But I don't know. Like you could, we're getting to a price now where you could just go build a PC, like, and still have a decent one. Like I don't know what all you can do on that thing other than game, but you could take that money and build a PC and do a lot more. So I don't know. I mean, everybody was complaining about the Switch 2 price, but
yeah, gosh,
I don't know. I mean,
and the elite version was like 1,000 something. What?
LIX, and then boom, black and white. They got the AMD chip, AI Z2, so they're using an AI chip. They got the Xbox button there, layout. I mean, here's the tech specs right here. What BJ's looking for.
see, I don't know. I have to look into that.
Usually I know, but these are the smaller chips, so I don't know. This one comes with 24 gigabytes of memory. This one comes with 16. 1 terabyte, 512 gigabytes. I mean,
I'm looking. I mean, I just typed in that graphics card, and This regular ROG Ally is 500 right here with the same graphics card. And oh, this is Z1 though. Never mind. Why did they show me Z1?
Because everyone was kind of pricing when people were talking about the Steam Deck and how expensive or inexpensive that was comparing the I think it's because you get to carry your Steam library on the go and people like portable. Like I said, I don't play portable usually at all. I want to sit in front of the screen, but I know a lot of people like to play portable.
Yep. What can I say? Not for me.
Yeah. Let me see Steam Deck price. Let's see how much the Steam Deck costs.
Them boys kind of up there too. They like 750, I think, for the best one.
Yeah.
Like 600 for the cheapest one.
This other ROG Ally X with a Z1 is $900 without the Xbox stuff.
Well, this one right here is 500. I see, but maybe it just ain't. That's on sale too at Best Buy. You can get it right now for 500.
So the one I was just looking at is from Best Buy, and that was 800. What's the difference between these two?
I see it's $899.
Yeah. I don't know.
What the fuck? Damn.
So, kind of speaking on that, I just wanted to get y'all thoughts on that. What do y'all think? I was listening to some podcasters, and everyone's talking about PlayStation and the success of DK and the killer apps that people have. What can, if anything, in your guys' ideal world, if Xbox was to come back and be a prominent figure in a console market, PC market, whatever you want to say, what could they do, Johnny? How could they get back? Like, what would they need to do to get back there? Or what, if you were the leader, what would you have them do to get back there?
Well, it seems like making affordable products just is not happening anymore. That's my first recommendation, but it just seems like it's never going to happen again. The next thing that comes to mind is making a machine or a console that's really well known or really well regarded for how well it actually functions. I think so. I haven't played consoles since Xbox 360, and I've still got like nightmares about like sending in my Xbox to get it fixed and like them returning it and then saying that it's fixed and then it breaks again a week later and stuff. I don't know. Are there any good Xbox games anymore? I don't know. Who do you guys play Xbox?
Oh yeah,
Play on Game Pass.
Okay, yeah. Gosh, I have no idea, to be honest. I don't know. I'm so far removed from what Xbox is offering these days that
well, I mean, you kind of know the gist of it. We talk about it, like they're putting all their games on PlayStation. They failed the 360 era they won, and in the Xbox One era they lost because they were trying to go too much into the future. So now they're kind of working their way back up, but now their strategy is kind of Game Pass and this and that, where their hardware isn't selling at all. So I don't know if it's just a lost cause. And I was just thinking on it, like, what can they do to get back in the good graces of everyone? Get to a Nintendo level, get to a Sony level to get kind of back up there.
Yeah, I would say make good games. I think make good games. That's all that I can. Make good games and make strong hardware. But if they're moving away from hardware, then make good games.
Thanks. What do you think, BJ?
That's a really tough question. And it's definitely not my expert, or definitely not my area of expertise. I don't know. I think the best thing you could probably do right now is I think Johnny kind of touched on it, where it's like, but then I don't know or if you're going to end up losing money that way. But I feel like the best thing you can do right now is make affordable products. Because right now, the main thing that gamers are so upset about is all these high prices, right? So if you were able to come out with, which I guess they already kind of tried to do, where they made the Series S, which is supposed to be the more affordable console for people that can't afford to get the straight up Series X or whatever. And then so I guess they're kind of doing that. And then they also have Game Pass, which is the greatest thing for value in gaming. So I really don't know, man. Like they were trying to do the things, and I would think that would be a good move the way they picked up all the studios. But now they're kind of like backtracking on that. So I guess clearly that's not the move. But I would say the best thing any game company could ever do is come out with a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
Which shit. Again, I don't know what that looks like though for Xbox, but they start coming out with some really solid games that people actually want to play, and then you see people are willing to overlook these prices. In
Yeah,
most
I mean,
cases,
of course.
Yeah,
so
real fans will make it happen, right? That's what.
Oh yeah, what was that
exactly.
Borderlands?
Yeah.
That was Borderlands.
Hey, and the real fans is gonna be the ones that have that game, and it won't be me.
So I sat down and kind of thought about it. I don't know what they really can do because listening to what you said, BJ, the problem is all their games are coming to other systems. So we can say this and that, but if you tell me Gears, I don't know, Gears 10 is going to be on PlayStation, and I already got the PlayStation, why would I buy the Xbox? If all your games coming to my preferred system already, why would I do it? I'm a big proponent, and I said this with was it the 360 era? Maybe it was the Xbox One era. You look at sales and it's like, well, this one outsold this one, or they're beating them in sales. Well, if I come out with a phone 2 years before you come out with your phone, then of course I'm gonna be a step ahead of you if I come out. So I feel like they need to come out sooner than the PS6. And most of these companies lose money on consoles anyway. They're gonna have to take a hit, and the console price is gonna have to be, Switch One price or something. It's gonna have to be like an astronomical. Be like, oh, I only gotta pay $350 to get this powerful system. It's gonna have to be something like that to say, all right, I'll pick that up. I'll play y'all games on here. Because before when you would play Call of Duty and everything, Xbox was the system you would play it on. In the Xbox One era, Xbox 360 era, and then they kind of faltered in the Xbox One. So and the naming thing. A lot of people, it doesn't confuse me at all. I know the different systems, but a lot of people get confused over the names. So they just come out with something. Maybe they should have just said Xbox One, Xbox Two, Xbox Three. People get confused with that. That'll really confuse.
Wasn't there like a Xbox Series X or something like that? Is that a real thing?
That's what it is now.
Yeah, that's the one now. Yeah.
What an
Series
awful
X,
name.
Series S.
Yeah.
What an awful name. The Xbox Series X? Why?
Look, I still get
Why?
confused
Why?
between that one and the Xbox One. From the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One to the Xbox Series X.
Yeah. So maybe they got some, naming to do. Some people, but at the same time, some people didn't like GameCube. Some people didn't like Wii. I'm talking about namesake.
GameCube. It was a cube that you played games on. It makes sense.
I love we talked about it, man. People do not like the GameCube, man.
I will die on that hill. GameCube is good. The name, the console. I was just watching a speedrun of Sonic Adventure 2 battle last night as I was falling asleep.
There you go.
GameCube is a great console.
One of the best. My favorite.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite. So,
shit. There's a lot of good consoles out there, though.
The GameCube. It's the one I had the most fun with.
Xbox 360, like these are also great consoles. I don't know. It seems like they just been ever since the Xbox 360. To me, it seems like they just been on a down slope because I haven't owned the Xbox console since the Xbox 360 personally. So,
and I've never owned a PlayStation console ever. PS1, 2, whatever they own now. I've never owned one. I don't have any intention. Never wanted to own one.
You want that PS2? I don't want to hear that.
That's my family. They'll tell you. No, I ain't get that before Xbox.
An original Xbox. That's what you was on.
No, hold on. I was just about to say before Xbox even came out, only person I rolled was Nintendo. That's what I had my whole. I wasn't thinking about them. I used to hate Xbox, and my brother. I'm like, I'm not getting that. I wasn't getting a PlayStation. I was just rolling with GameCube, Nintendo, and then me and my brother decided to do a co-Christmas gift, and our mom got us an Xbox, and then it's been that ever since. But I've never owned a Sony console, except the PSP, which I love, the Star Wars PSP, which is awesome, by the way. The commercial is awesome. You have to look that up on YouTube. It's pretty sweet. But anyways, for a fun topic, I've changed it now. I don't know if you guys watched last week's episode, but I added a Stinger transition in there. I created two. I'm adding a new transition. Instead of me, I got this idea from a friend. Instead of me doing Reddit, I'm asking AI for questions now. Instead of me going Reddit and looking at the thing, I'm asking AI. So AI is going to be a segment where what did we ask AI? And this one was what is your when we get the correct terminology of it. ChatGPT said, "What is your most embarrassing rage?" It said rage quit moment, but I'm saying rage quit or raging moment. It doesn't necessarily have to be rage quit, just raging moment. I mean, I've seen videos of keyboards getting broken. I've seen everything. I know we all gotta have one, man. So I started with Johnny on the last one. I'm gonna start with BJ on this one. Go ahead, man. Your most embarrassing, or maybe you ain't embarrassed by it, but what just tell us about it. Johnny, you're not gonna like mine.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and act like I don't rage a lot in certain games, especially as a fighting game player. I'm always raging about something going on. Even to this day, as I got back into Street Fighter 6 recently, uh, I don't know. Like I have a lot of different moments like that. I don't know if I have one that was just like so egregiously crazy. I mean, look, I've thrown a couple controllers, broke a couple controllers, but like I don't know. I don't think it's tough for me to pick out just one moment that just really stood out. Like I might have to think on it a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
We'll come back. We'll come back to you. We'll come back. I know we all gotta have one, man. We have to. Johnny, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so during COVID, I was living with a friend, and we.
Oh, this recent. Okay.
Yeah, not too long ago, actually. Yeah, there were three of us living there, and we would play Ultimate Smash Ultimate. Yeah, that's the one that was out then, right? We would play Smash Ultimate all the time. So like that was our main, probably our main like fun focus that we were doing during COVID's, and we were locked in and all that stuff. So anyways, it got intense, I'll say. So one of the warmer days, we had the windows open, and there was a frustrating exchange that happened in the game, I'm sure. And of course, I think I lost, I'm sure, and I screamed, I shouted, screamed, whatever you want to say, aggressively, very loud, not like at a person, just like a scream of pure anguish, the sort that only Super Smash Brothers can cause. And my friend's father, who lives 2 doors down, came over to our house like in a panic because he thought somebody like had died, or like someone had like taken a serious wound or something like that. So yeah, I would say disturbing the peace after being killed in Smash Brothers. It's probably my most intense, at least the one that stands out to me.
Man, that's tame to the stuff. Oh man. So I'm the same person who, when Kobe and Shaq broke up, I'm usually Xbox or PlayStation, PC or this. Like that's me. Usually Subway or Quiznos. Like that's me. I'm usually that person for whatever reason. And when Kobe and Shaq broke up, and Kobe won the championship without Shaq, I celebrated by pouring 6 things of Gatorade over my head. Like I got the video in my living room. I have so I'm that kind of person. My friends will tell you the story when we played poker with fake chips, by the way, no real money on it. And my brothers had this way to laugh that makes you kind of upset. So I flipped the poker table. Flipped the table, came back. The chips were not all the way off. And once I looked back and seen that, I came back and threw all the chips off, and then I left. I went upstairs. So that's one of our childhood stories that they will always tell. So anyways, like I said, you wouldn't like this. This wasn't even a competitive game. We were playing Phantasy Star online.
Okay.
So you know the game, GameCube.
I know it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And something happened in the game. I don't remember what exactly happened. And I said, this motherfucking disc. Popped open the cube, flipped the disc in half. I had another one the next day, but that Fantasy Star was gone. Dang. I got it, flipped it, cricket, and I was like, that was my disc. I brought that. Closed the GameCube. We played something else for the rest of the day, but I ended up getting another one the next day. But that Fantasy Star was gone. And that Fantasy Star was you couldn't play it anymore. It was in 2 pieces. So yes. Yeah, I got way more stories than that. Not as bad. That's probably the worst. But my
bet is that a rare drop, like a red box dropped, and then somebody else picked it up or something like that.
It could have been something like that. It could have been something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was so mad, man. I was so mad. I walked out the room, and I ain't never had any physical fights or anything over the game. That is what it is. But that was Yeah, that. I mean, over that game, but yeah. BJ, you ready?
Yeah, I mean, it probably sounds crazy, but I really don't have like any like crazy stories like that. Like, I mean, the best thing that I could think of is a time where this was, I think it was like back on the 360 when you had your fucking mic actually plugged into your controller, and what I was playing, I believe it was Street Fighter 4 at the time, and it's like I don't have like a rage moments like it's like online play like playing a fighting game like, and I just can recall just throwing the controller down and then the the jack part of the headset broke off into the controller as I was like
Okay.
throwing the controller down on the ground. So I like ended up having to get a whole nother controller because the headset was broken off into the controller now, and I had no way to like plug in another one. Well, other than that, I don't really have like too many crazy stories like that. To be honest, as crazy as it sounds, like it's usually just me yelling and just cussing, you know. Like,
Fair
not,
ame. I mean,
not
me
nothing
too.
too crazy, you know. Just maybe a slur or two, you know.
Jeez, maybe one or two. So I guess I got another question. Have any of y'all ever? We talked about our moments where we rage. Have a moment where you made somebody else rage?
Oh
I'm
shit,
sure. I'm sure.
that's
Yeah.
all the time, man. Like, yeah, I'm sure you've got one of the messages after the game, like, "Oh, you suck. Oh, all you're doing is this and that. I can't stand you," and then you get hit with F4N or something. You know, I feel like that happens. That still happens to this day. Like, I play the little One Piece card game. It's got a little chat box on the side, and they type it in the chat box. You f you this you suck. You got lucky. That's like every day. Like,
So
see,
I was thinking of more like in person. So I got a
oh,
friend, my boy Chuck. I love you, Chuck, man. Sorry, I gotta tell this story. But we were in high school, and I was quiet. I think everyone know me to be generally quiet, and it was people talking smack about. I told you I was really highly ranked in the games back then. They're like, "Man, I'll beat anybody in live," and I'm a person who doesn't talk. Once again, I would walk in school with my head down, like I was just quiet. And dude, I looked at, I said, "Nah, man," and it's like. He's like, no, he's like, and everybody looked like this dude talking, like what? Like what? I was like, this, and I was like, this all I do. This is all I do. He's like, oh, all right, everybody, come over to my house after school. It ain't in well. I'm like, you sure? So I beat him on that. We was on my friend. This was still the box TVs. So I beat him on that. He's like, it's this TV. So we go to his house, and this was another one of our running joke. We go to he's like, we don't go to my house with my TV. So I beat him there. He go outside and break his controller. But then, so that was one of our houses we used to always go to. Like, it was only so many black kids at the school, so a lot of us would go over there. And but he had like those plant pots, those big like orange pots, you know, the plant pots. So the controller cord was always in there. So every day you come over there, you could just the memory of it was there. It sat in there for like a year, and you like, damn, remember that time Chuck he smashed the controller, and it was just like the what am I trying to think of? The other part, the shell of the controller was there, and then the cord was there, and it's just a memory every time you come by, bro. Every time.
damn,
So that's my real life like in person one.
that's funny.
Some good memories, man.
Mm-hmm.
Good memories. All right, I guess we're gonna go here then, man. I got another good one for y'all, man. This is personally from me again. All right, last duel time, man. Last duel time. Y'all got it last week, right? Metal Gear Solid.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
When I looked, I thought y'all had been on kind of like a streak or something like that when I looked. Matter of fact, let me. Do I still do have it up. Let me see. Let me go all the way to the end. Oh, I mean, y'all got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So y'all got 4 out of the last 7. I mean, that ain't bad. 1, 2, 3, 5 out of the last 7. So 5 and 2 in the last 7. My bad. So it looked like y'all been doing good. Looking on the spreadsheet, it looks like it's more green than red. I could be wrong, but it looks like more green than red. So
Okay.
yeah. Before I click on the thing, one of my favorite games of all time. Um, did I say that right? A game that's beloved to my heart. I guess it's a game that I really like. I feel like a lot of people like. Um, da, 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 da. I'm not gonna tell y'all that. I don't know if it's much I can say. Shoot. Um, it was big worldwide. Damn, I'm trying. Reception. Let's see. 4 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5. Another 4 out of 5. 86%. So pretty good reception received. I can't. Most of this stuff would give it away. My apologies. Most of this stuff would give it away. Let's see that it won a platinum award for sales achievement, so that's pretty good. And it is. I can't tell y'all that. I can't get y'all. It's like too much stuff I can't get y'all. This is insane.
It's cool.
This is insane. All right, I'm gonna let the question in. Begin. I'm gonna grab a pen right behind me, but you can let it begin.
Did the game come out before 2010?
Yes. Yes, it did.
Okay.
Was it on a disc?
Hold on for a second. I just need to know with with DLC and all that stuff, I can't find it. I'm gonna say no. I don't know. No.
Sorry,
no.
No, it was not on a disc.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Not on the disc before 2010. So that's only like what, a handful of things.
So we're either thinking about cartridge games. Were there? Gosh, when did phone games start happening? Could this be a phone game? Was that on a cartridge?
Was it on a cartridge? There's another. These things tough right now. Because I mean, there's so many. When you think about DLC, let me see. Yes.
Okay.
So
we're talking Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega.
Is this a Nintendo game?
No.
Okay. Then I guess this is not Nintendo. Doesn't mean it wasn't on Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see what else had a cartridge. The Atari had a cartridge. Sega Genesis and Sega Saturn.
I guess all the Game Boy stuff is kind of like
Game Boys. Yeah, Game Boys.
No, I mean,
but Game Boy's Nintendo.
Yeah, so that's all I was just thinking. Like, did this come out before 2000?
Yeah.
Something on the cartridge. Maybe Sega.
And we said it wasn't a. It wasn't on a Nintendo console. Did we say that?
Well, I just asked if it was a Nintendo game, so I don't know if that necessarily means that it wasn't on the Now that I'm thinking about it, I would probably reword that, but it's too. I guess it's too late now. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be on a Nintendo console. It doesn't necessarily mean it was a Nintendo game, though, I guess.
Was it on a Nintendo console?
No.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
So that's like the majority of the games out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, at that point now, we're like the only other thing I could think of would be like Sega. What else had cartridges back then?
Yeah.
This was my. It's tough. No cartridge, man.
Not
No
a cartridge or a disc.
No cartridge.
No cartridge, no disc.
Huh.
Before 2000.
Definitely not a phone game before 2000. I guess it could be.
Are we talking about an arcade console? Is this an arcade game?
It is.
Okay.
Okay.
In my opinion, one of the best ever, but what do I know?
Okay. Is this a fighting game?
No. I'm trying to go by the letter of the law, man.
If we're talking arcade, then I'm thinking fighting games, like little side-scrolling beat 'em up type games.
I think Gauntlet was a arcade game. I think Gauntlet started as an arcade game, and I think I love that game.
Me too.
Was this a 4-player game?
Yes.
Could still be Gauntlet.
Okay.
I know that there's so we asked. This might be a clarifying question. BJ asked if it was a fighting game. Do fighting games include like beat 'em ups? Like is
No.
that's a different? Okay.
Mhm.
Is this a beat 'em up?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, well, so when you go arcade, those are the first two types of things that come to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
One or the
Okay.
other.
So it's a 4-player beat 'em up game. So that could be. Gosh, does Gauntlet count as a beat 'em up? Maybe. If it would be a 3D beat 'em up if it was. There's a Simpsons game too that was really popular, right? There was a
Simpsons fighting game.
There was like a
Or was it a
side
beat 'em
scrolling.
up?
There was a beat 'em up, yeah.
Okay.
And there's
I
also.
think I remember that game too. I think Marge had like the vacuum or something.
Yep.
I remember that game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe was Battletoads arcade as well? Because I know that was that.
Release. I mean, I know it's definitely since been on like different consoles.
It was on the Sega at one point. I don't know if it started as arcade. Okay, let's see. Did this game feature like other pop culture characters made into a game?
Yes.
Okay, so as if this was like the Simpsons game, for example, like Simpsons were famous from their show and they got put into this.
Okay, you mean like yeah? I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay. But it could be the Simpsons.
I definitely don't know the name of that game, at least not off the top of my head.
Yeah, gosh. Might be Road Rage or something like the Simpsons. I don't know.
Road Rage, I know, was the little driving game.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see. Is there anything else we can think of besides The Simpsons? So, beat 'em up games that feature other
Ninja Turtles have those type of games.
Ooh, Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
35th anniversary Ninja Turtles this week, man.
Nice.
I wouldn't know the name of that one either. But
I mean, these so old, you get the general name. I'm gonna give it to you. These so old, you know.
But I know they have those beat 'em up games as well, though.
They said one of my favorites.
Do you play as animals?
You play as animals? No.
Okay, so it's not the Turtles.
Not Ninja Turtles.
How many questions do we have?
You guys only at 11.
Okay, we've got what 10 questions left, kind of, I guess.
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
We got some room to.
Are the main characters yellow?
They are.
Okay.
Oh shit. Okay.
Do you play as a famous television family?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Um, does the title feature The Simpsons?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Okay. Gosh,
What's
I
the
don't know
name
if
of that
I.
game?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure out.
Simpson something.
I remember playing it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I definitely remember playing it a few times. Uh, I just definitely don't know the name. Like, I for sure. Like, Roll Race might be the only Simpsons game I do know the name of.
I mean, just go with what you know. You know it's an arcade game, and you know it's The Simpsons.
Oh,
Like I said, I ain't this game old as ever, so I ain't gonna be. Just go with what you know. I just told you the title of it.
Yeah, we know it's
was it?
The Simpsons. Is there a subtitle? Is it The Simpsons something else after that?
I just told you the name of it.
Is it The Simpsons?
This is the Simpsons arcade game.
It is.
Yes.
It is. It is. One that I want when I start collecting my arcade cabinets. One that I would love to get. I love this game. The
Mhm.
vacuum, like BJ was
Yep.
saying. I mean, he
Uh-huh. I would
remembered
definitely
that.
remember this.
Man, I love this game. Just bring back some old school nostalgia for me.
Yeah, I definitely remember running this a few times.
And I generally like the old school beat, like when we went to the little gaming bar, BJ, and we played the Ninja Turtles beat 'em
The
up.
Turtles game, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I like these kind of games too. I love Streets of Rage. That was
Yep.
big. What's that? Not Final. What's that thing? Was maybe it was Final Fight. Final Fight. The other one that was pretty much like Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage was my original game I was gonna pick today.
Y'all love Streets of Rage. They got the music, man, so good on there. And then what else? The more recent. Well, I guess it's not recent now, but they are coming out with another one. I don't know if you guys are into it, but the Scott Pilgrim game.
Oh yeah, I've never
Yeah,
played them, but I
there's
know.
another one coming out for that too, like a sequel to the one that came out a long ass time ago on 360.
Johnny, you ever play that game, the Simpsons?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think a couple years ago I went to like an arcade bar with a friend or something, and it was there, and we played for a bit.
Okay, here, like where we live at, you had
It
to
was
tell. How
down
was
in
it?
it was down in Toledo.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. It was pretty fun.
Okay. So
Yeah,
for another
nice,
episode,
easy one. We
I
did
know
it.
they.
We
I
did it.
mean, with a lot of questions
Mhm.
left, man. Nice work.
Johnny did it. He did it.
Hey, hey.
Since I'm mostly sat here.
You've been going down too many gaming aisles. If you get the pun, I mean, all right, Johnny, I feel y'all.
Yeah.
So for another episode of Gaming Hour, I'm Andre for BJ Johnny. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time, man.
Mhm.
We out.